I'm going to start recording. Okay. So, what we are going to do tonight is to do a meditation on meeting Mary Magdalene. But I want you all to kind of know who, Christina, it spotlighted you and not me. Sorry. There you go. Just to kind of get you into everything tonight, just in case you don't know me, because there's a lot of people here. My name is Bertina, and I'm a spirit guide communicator, and I use oracle cards and tarot cards and things like that to meet spirit guides. And tonight you signed up for Meet Your Spirit Guides. And I chose to do Mary Magdalene for tonight. I really, really enjoy her energy. She's very empowering. She is one of the ascended masters that we've talked about in the past, and we can talk about later. But she's also part of what we're going to talk about as what's called the Magdalens, which are a council of women from throughout history, throughout really important times in history, that that empowered women, that actually many of them suffered because of the ideas of witchcraft or not being the best perfect female, things like that. You know how it was for us throughout time. So a lot of, just to focus on Mary Magdalene for a little bit, many times people hear about her being a prostitute, and that is kind of a confusion with another Mary in the Bible. And it's even been refuted by the Catholic Church, and Mary Magdalene is now a saint. She was actually very wealthy, and she was traveled throughout the world, and she was cultured throughout the world. She sought wisdom, and that's one of the reasons how she came across Yeshua, or Jesus. She was actually a high priestess in the temple of Isis in Egypt before she came to Jerusalem. And her name, as she was born Mary, meant teacher or female rabbi. So she was teaching in the temple of Isis. She was considered like the 13th disciple and was known as the apostles' apostle. So she would teach them things that her and Yeshua or Jesus would talk about. She was also part of the woman who was first to find the empty tomb. So there was Mother Mary, there's Mary Magdalene, and then the grandmother of Jesus, Anna, which we really don't talk a lot about. And she was very powerful. And what we also don't talk about is that Jesus's religion that was being created was more females than males. But of course, we know how that does throughout history. Most of his people who gave money, gave time, were females. So one of the things that we are going to talk about being a gift tonight in the meditation, I want you to understand a little bit. She was one of them who came to the tomb and found nothing. So Tiberius Caesar, who was technically the ruler at the time, wanted someone to come and witness about the resurrection of Jesus. He said, there's no possible way, this isn't true, whatever. So she carried an egg, and what was really strange is, well, no, what's really understandable is that an egg is always has to do with the female goddesses, the fragility, our divine feminine. And in the temple of Isis, there was lots of ceremonies and cleansing and things doing with an egg. And so she was carrying an egg as a symbol of rebirth to show them about the body of Christ. And she said, well, here's an egg. This is just like the body of Christ, and he resurrected. And he goes, a body can no more resurrect than the egg in your hand can turn red. And then the egg turned red immediately. And eggs in the Catholic Church are used to celebrate Mary Magdalene today. And that's why a lot of times you'll see in the Catholic Church the red egg. But Mary was really saying that this was an egg. This is the wisdom. The wisdom comes from within, and the wisdom comes from the women. And so it was just a little bit of a different message than what he actually got. But the egg turned red, and he was like, what in the world's going on? And the egg turned red. So so in the meditation, you may come across an egg, and that will be why. Also, as I said before, the red rose. And you will be beginning with the red rose. Roses carry the meaning of heavenly passion, transmutation, and perfection. So the red roses were actually used, rose oil was used as a sacred anointment in several ceremonies in Egypt. And it's also a symbol of womb healing, which is something that I'm going to do at the end of the month for free. And you'll understand as we go through the meditation what the rite of the womb is in the womb healing. But it represents the power and beauty of our womb and our divine cycle. And also, it is a symbol of silence and secrecy because if you had roses, especially hanging from your ceiling during this time, um, they were representative of secret societies and things like that. And it was very representative because women's power had to be secret because just as soon as we showed our power, we were hushed in some way. So, throughout time, Mary Magdalene had become a symbol and creator of what we call the Magdalens, and you're going to meet them tonight as well. And they've created what's called the Sisterhood of the Rose. And I'm part of the Sisterhood of the Rose. It's an organization that you can become part of, and that's something I'm going to be bringing to you all later as well. But it's an order of consciousness and awakening. It's kind of like all the women throughout the different time periods that have knowledge that come together, and it's the return of the feminine divine and the mother. So it's people who are devoted to learning spiritual teachings, just like Mary not only traveled from Egypt to Jerusalem, she traveled to France and she ended up in Glastonbury, and that was her place. Um so if you all are ready, what I'm going to do is I am going to turn my camera off because you notice I talk with my hands and that's distracting when you all are trying to meditate. Can't help it. It's a habit I've had forever. And then we're going to open up some sacred space as well. So if you all want to go ahead and get comfortable, get your, Stephanie, no, rose is perfection, anointment, silence, secrecy, divine feminine. It's perfection. It has to do with transmutation. That might have been what you missed. Transmutation is just the idea of changing things, like alchemy and things like that, or transmutation of Christ from physical body to spiritual body. But it's also our power to take things and manifest. Yeah, thank you. Yes, I love them. Okay. So what I would like for you all to do is go ahead and get comfortable. You're welcome to turn off your camera or leave it on. It's up to you. Um, and then I am going to open up sacred space, and then we're going to go into our meditation. Any questions at all? Any little hands? I don't see any hands. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and let's begin our journey to the mystical world of the Magdalens. This is a place where ancient knowledge can be found. I would like to call in Mary Magdalene to come stand and be with us tonight and help guide us through this journey for each female here to be able to find their own personal message and their own personal path to the Sisterhood of the Rose. I call in the Magdalens and all the women throughout history who have sought knowledge and have been silenced. We'll allow them to come into our space. They are from all across the world, from all countries, from all religions and all backgrounds and times. They were powerful in their right, but many of them were just simple women just like you and I. As they come walking in, you may recognize a few of them. I felt Joan of Arc come in. That was very unusual. I was not expecting her tonight. Mary Magdalene is here, Mother Mary. Grandmother Anna always comes. Yamaya, awesome. As we call in the sacred space, you may feel a vibration going through your body, and that's perfectly fine. It just means that they are here and their energy is coming to you. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And we're just going to begin our journey. Become comfortable and close your eyes. And I want you to breathe deep for me. And then exhale. And just allow your body to become restful in your space. Breathe in and out. Let's relax and let go of all the stress from today. And speak out loud or in your mind that you are open to receive whatever message that is needed for you today. We're going to visit an ancient place of mystical wisdom. I want you to trust yourself to receive what you need, and that all that you see, hear, or feel is very important for each of you here. Continue to breathe in and out. I want you to place your hand just below your rib cage. This is your solar plexus. I want you to feel the energy coming from this area. This is our center of our confidence, of who we are and who we're meant to be. Breathing in and out. I want you to envision a red rose coming out of your solar plexus and into the world. As it comes out into the world, take the rose into your hand and notice how the petals unfold. And as each petal unfolds, take in a breath and connect with each open petal. The rose slowly opens, just as your solar plexus begins to open and just as your womb begins to open. As the rose opens, you see a beautiful orb of light come from the center of the flower. You notice that this orb has a red thread connected to your heart, and that is moving up and down slowly, trying to get you to follow it. You take the rose in your hand, you touch the red thread, and you begin to follow the orb. Notice that the red thread is there, but it is not demanding. It is just a guide to help you know where to walk, but also allowing you to feel the energy going from you to the orb via the thread. The energy is empowering and peaceful and healing. This is simply you connected to the universe. This is your power. This is who you are. As you continue to take a deep breath in and out, you notice that the orb becomes brighter and brighter. It becomes so bright that it actually consumes you and all that you see ahead. It surrounds you and you feel peaceful and protected. It becomes so large and bright that you can't even see. You're blinded, but you feel yourself moving. You feel your feet touching the earth. You feel the energy from Mother Earth to you and the guidance of your higher self. The orb begins to stop and you stop. You open your eyes and you see a beautiful, beautiful garden in front of you. You smell and you see the roses all around you. You hear the birds singing and you feel the dew of the grass under your feet. You simply walk and enjoy the peace. You begin to follow the red thread and you see a well in front of you. There's a black chalice there, and you pick it up and dip it into the well. You drink the water and you feel the nourishment and purification flowing through you. You feel replenished and you hear the well bubbling, bubbling with energy, bubbling with love. You know that your body will be able to drink from this well anytime that they wish, and the water will always replenish you. You take one more drink and you notice as the water flows through your body, it's very cool and relaxing. You notice the energy begins to flow a little more through you, and any hesitation, anxiety, or worry is going away. Now the thread begins to take you further into the garden. You feel it pulling towards an area in front of you, and you hear music, and you feel the rhythm of the music through your feet and in your heart. With this breath that you take, your heart is vibrating, your feet is vibrating, and you just want to dance, and you can dance. You dance and you dance, and you notice that there's an empty area in front of you. And on that empty area is a red blanket. You dance to there and you begin to sit down on the ground. And you notice that there's a box in front of you. You open the box and you see a bracelet inside. It is shaped like a beautiful snake. You pick up the bracelet and you put it on. You feel the Shakti energy releasing from your sacral chakras. The energy pulls through your body. You know this power, you know this energy. This was from you in your past, and it is from you now. You feel the divine feminine, the Shakti power speak to you. Listen closely. What does it say to you? The music brings you back. You begin to stand up and dance again. You celebrate the freedom that you haven't felt for so long. You are becoming free. As you're dancing, you notice these stones in the grass. It's the Vesica Piscicus. It's basically the symbol of the joining of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It's two circles together with a line in the center. You're becoming whole. You notice that there's a silver athame with a red stone near the hilt in the center of these circles. You dance around the circles and you dance to the athame. You pick it up and you hear it whisper to you. Anathema is simply a symbol of the air, allowing yourself to direct your energy and manifest anything that you wish. The red is the symbol of the red rose. What does the athame say to you? Is it telling you a lesson that you may need to learn, some wisdom to seek, or just to manifest the peace that you're feeling now? You place the small sword or athame in your other hand, and you look up, and Mary Magdalene is walking towards you. Her beautiful long hair, her red robes. She states that you've received the red rose of the heavenly passion, the chalice of rejuvenating nourishment, the bracelet of feminine sexuality, and the silver athame of the masculine divine. But she says she has one more gift for you. She asks for you to follow the trail of your red thread, to walk with her. And as you do, you notice that it ends on the object that she has in her hand. She is handing you a beautiful red egg. She says that this is a personal gift from her to you, and that you are now to know the knowledge and the wisdom and the guidance that comes from with you. You're invited to study with her, but know that you hold the key to everything as it comes from within. She begins to talk to you and gives you a special message just for you. Listen closely. She says she was where you were at one time, very lost, or maybe just newly seeking your path. She begins to speak excitedly, and she says, "Look up." And you see three beautiful women walking towards you. These are the Magdalenes, and they too are your spirit guides. These are your spiritual counsel that's been waiting for you for so long to connect with them. They've been waiting for their sister to meet them. They greet you with a hug and invite you into the sisterhood of the rose. They welcome you to sit and talk with them. Each of them has one of your gifts in their hand. Each of them represent a rose, a chalice, or an athame. Which one of these do you choose to speak with? They're from all points of time and the most crucial points in history. They are the women who've spread knowledge throughout our time. Spend some time with your counsel. See which one that you're drawn to the most. What happens throughout our life is that we have our counsel. The Magdalenes usually are in three, with Mary being the fourth. And each one of them visit us throughout our lifetime for a different part of a lesson. Nourishment, sexuality, knowledge, secrecy, but it's all part of the divine feminine. This is your time with them. They tell you that every woman is sacred, that you're now part of the sisterhood. They say that it is finally safe to be heard, it is safe to be seen, and that you are invited to join them to help heal your soul memory. You are a sister coming into her power. You are a provider of Shakti. Continue to sit and listen. What words of encouragement are they telling you? What guidance are they providing? This is how sisterhood should be. No competition, only empowerment, only love and support. They ask if you wish at a later date to come and return for the Magdalene initiation. Once you sit in this new power and understand what knowledge and wisdom you seek. Mary Magdalene stands up amongst the four of them and says, "We welcome you. We welcome you to fill up your inner well and know that you're never alone, ever again. Each step that you take, you are connected to me and the Magdalenes with this red thread. This red thread can go with you back into your world. And anytime that you want to come here, all you have to do is reach out, touch your solar plexus, bring out the rose and the thread, and follow us. Follow it to us." Mary says it is time for us to walk back, and you notice that they are with you, and you know that they will always be with you. The council whispers to you, stand in your power and be who you are to be. You still feel your gifts with you, and you know that they will be with you. You may journey here at any time for wisdom and for nourishment. But the most important thing is to remember to care for yourself. We'll be here for you. We are so happy that you've returned because we've missed you. You feel the acceptance and the love from them, and you know that you are a part of the Sisterhood of the Rose, as you were in your past life, as your soul has always been and will always be. The Magdalenes turn and leave, and you walk towards the path from which you came. You follow the orb, and it becomes so bright again. You begin to feel your body and your heart awaken in this world. And it is so filled with love. It is so filled with compassion for each person here. You take a deep breath and you focus again on the red thread. And you notice that as you move your hand along the red thread, that your rose is now lying on your heart. Your rose will always be with you. Now, when you're ready, you're welcome to begin to journal, begin to waken up slowly. There is no rush. This is your time. But as I close the sacred space, I thank Mary Magdalene and the Magdalenes for coming here, as well as the other women who are part of the Sisterhood of the Rose. And as we say together, in the silence of your soul, you'll listen for the guidance of your spirit guides. Embrace these whispers, for they hold the keys to what your heart desires. As I said gently, just begin to awaken, begin to journal. And what I do at this point is if you are ready to share anything, we have a few moments to share. We can do one or two, and then I'm going to pull a rose for you all from the rose, a card for you all from the Rose Oracle. So do not feel any rush. Just take your time. And if you want to share, just simply turn on your camera and use the little icon at the bottom. Or if you want to put it in the chat, that would be wonderful. I could probably share more if you type it in the chat. Thank you, Stephanie. And something to think about while you're journaling was there a certain symbol that really stood out to you? Thank you, Debbie. I know when I first did this meditation, I channeled it the other day. It kind of changed a little bit from what we did tonight, but Mary Magdalene gave you, thank you. Mary Magdalene gave me the athame that I'm searching for. And to me, that has to do with an unlocking of knowledge, much like a key. And it is something that I've been looking forward to for quite a while. As most of you all know, I love wisdom and knowledge, especially esoteric, old knowledge. I feel like that we as women, we had to pass it down slowly, verbally, from one person to the other. And many times, a lot of the sacred knowledge was hidden from us, kept from us. And Mary Magdalene was one of the very few who really took charge of learning and teaching of the different wisdom. Um, the idea of loving and power and loving everyone, and the idea of the womb. Oh, Nicole, I cried too. I cried writing this. Um, and that's good though. It's releasing emotions. There is nothing wrong with that. When we do the rite of the womb, at the end of the month, there'll be a lot of crying. So the next event we're going to do with this is on the 17th is when I channel her, and I'm going to do an initiation. And then on the 30th is a different thing. It's healing, healing past traumas, um, past uh, thoughts and memories and damages. So it's really powerful. Okay, Ashley says, the chalice really stood out to me. I felt an urge to draw strength from the well from within myself. For so long, my inner strength and power has diminished. The chalice is a reminder to continue drawing strength, knowledge, and wisdom. That's wonderful. That's beautiful. Thank you, Ashley. Yes, we have to remember that we are strong. I initially saw a mint thistle and the color yellow. Further in the garden, I saw eucalyptus. Oh, that's beautiful. When I saw and I could smell the eucalyptus, I heard the words stand firm and proud. Brittany, that's wonderful. Always stand proud. After that, I heard the words boundaries and path ringing in my right ear and tugging at my right head. Then you said stand in your power, and it all came full circle. Definitely felt drawn to the chalice. Yes. Yellow is a very soothing color. Yellow roses are actually sisterhood roses. Did you know that? Yeah. So you were pulling into the sisterhood. I feel like so many times um we do not look at each other as sisters, but as competition, and it's so sad because there's no competition. We are all here. I picked a yellow candle, Stephanie. That's awesome. The chalice and kept hearing, come home. Well, that's the thing, Erin. Where is home? And if you read my email that I just sent you, that will tie in wonderfully because don't search for home too fast. Search for where you or just be where you are and let yourself lead. Okay, that was the message that I got for you. Uh, deep yellow with, oh, I love those, Debbie, the different types of ones, the deep yellow with red edges, definitely. Okay. Well, let me pull a card for you all and see if this helps resonate. I am going to spotlight myself again. As I said, the Rose Oracle. It's by Rebecca Campbell. Stephanie, drawn to the egg. Egg could be a beginning, definitely. I absolutely love the egg because it's so powerful. Because if you drop an egg, you're afraid you're going to break it. But many times it's more powerful than what most people think. Okay. So what I'm going to do is there is an attunement for this oracle. And a lot of times, one of the things that I've always taught, my students is, connect with your cards, cleanse them and things. But this author wrote an attunement and I really, really enjoyed it. It says, Mother Rose, you who were present long before I can't see it because it's dark. And you who will continue after we're gone, bless this oracle and all who use it. And there is a lot longer one, but that is the one that we have at the time. Okay. So we're going to pull a card. And, oh, that's interesting. We have the crowning, initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, and a seat at the table. Look at this. Look at the center where the rose is. It is actually at her root chakra. She is holding her head high. She is actually physically holding her head high. She's trying to cross into the threshold, which many times is blocked from us as being women, the wisdom that's beyond the threshold. Look at the birth here. And the message of this card is that we are birthing something. It is time. Oh, Heather, thank you. Let me finish this and I'll get back to yours because that's wonderful. And this right here is very much birthing all of this energy here. And it's held and it's protected. So everything that you are seeking now, you are protected by the Magdalenes here. You have it within you. That's the whole meaning of the egg, is it's within you. The rose is part of our womb. Well, our womb has been so damaged because we have been told to be quiet, to let some not be so emotional, all of that other stuff, and we just have to heal it. Heather, the snake bracelet, yes. That actually the snake bracelet is usually worn up here, and it's a symbol of the Temple of Isis. So that's a lot of times why you'll see it, but you'll also see it wrapped around here. And it is a high priestess. And we are all told, yes, you used to bond. Okay. Yeah, and that's the thing. Don't bond power. There's nothing. Uh, and I feel like each one of us that are here have probably been a high priestess at one time in our past life. If you're called to be here, you're either a teacher, a priestess, a wisdom seeker, a healer, something. If you were drawn to come here, I was very shocked at having 50 people sign up. I was like, it just kept coming in. I was like, what is going on? I was so happy. Christina, my solar plexus was like a golden pool that was slowly swirling. The rose came out and was bloomed fully. Wow. The three women were in orange, yellow, and blue. Oh, interesting. Orange for creation, yellow for confidence, and blue for your voice. I was drawn to the chalice, and my message was to rest and stop hurting myself by worrying about what others think when I'm doing something productive. Yeah, ignore other people. Refill my own chalice before worrying about others. Definitely. The chalice is a representation of the womb as well. So yeah. Okay. We have just a few more minutes. I'm just going to shamelessly plug real quick. August 17th, I'm doing the Magdalene initiation. It will say on the website channeled messages, but I'm going to do the initiation so that anybody who comes is initiated, and then you will all channel the messages. And then on August 30th, you all are invited. The 17th is $25. That's fine. But on the 30th, you're all invited back here for free for the rite of the womb for the Sisterhood of the Rose. And what that is we are going to start a monthly meeting of the Sisterhood of the Rose if you want to be a part of it. It's going to be on Zoom. We have people here, Stephanie from West Virginia, Lexington, Cincinnati, Tennessee. Yeah, it'll be in Zoom. And it'll be the Sisterhood of the Rose will be monthly. So what happens is on August the 30th, we will come together. I will give you the rite of the womb. It was passed down to me by the Four Winds, and it is never to be charged for, so it's always free. It's part of the passing down from the great mothers. And then each month we will meet and do some type of Sisterhood of the Rose ceremony that goes along with it. It may include a chalice of red wine, depends, just a little, not a lot. And if not red wine, red Kool-Aid, it is fine, but red is part of it. Um, Buying yourself one red rose or yellow rose. Who liked yellow? I forgot a lot. Brittany. Okay. And things like that. So just look for my newsletter. I'm going to send you all this replay actually via email, and I'll have all of that in there. So what I'm going to do is just close out, and then I'm going to stop the recording, and then we can talk as much as you wish. Okay. So thank you all for coming. I've had a wonderful night. I hope it was relaxing. And please feel free to share personal antidotes here in just a moment.